Vipi watu wangu wote wa power, welcome back to the revolution and asante sana for all the likes and the subs and the comments. I really appreciate them. Watu walipenda sana vida ya last time on graduation and all that story, and following your video some people asked about some question maybe you would be asked, and this is my response to them. Watch to the end na najua you are going to ace your next interview. Na kama bado huja subscribe manze, if that subscription word is in red, jua bado huja subscribe, guza cheki venye ita happen and I will be really grateful. So, on to my video. So, you applied for that position and then you got a call. Wakakwambia manze, you are qualified, you have the qualifications. So what separates you now and that salary is an interview. Realize an interview can make or break you. So here right now I discuss two questions that are very important that will either break you or make you, give you that job or make you lose that job. Watch to the end manze, and you're going to ace that interview. I will also make a point of sharing 5 more questions, that possible questions in an interview at the end of this video. So make sure you watch to the end so that you can also get those 5 questions that I'm going to list, and then you can get possible answers that you would answer. So keep tuned to the end. Going through your papers, very impressive. You are very qualified. So, would you tell us something about yourself? My name is Martin. I was born in 1990, and I grew up in Kikuyu, and then we moved to Embu, and I went to St. Michael Primary School. After I got some good marks, I went to high school. Yeah, and I love people. I love so whenever an interviewer asks you to tell them about yourself, they don't want a long story about venye ulizaliwa and how you grew up and which was your favorite pet and the names of your parents. No, they don't want hizo mambo zote. No, they want a simple answer. And the simple answer is you need to talk about your uniqueness, talk about your qualifications. Wachana na your history. They don't want to hear your history. They want to hear about what are you bringing to the table that is going to help this organization. So they have asked you a question. Tell us about yourself. What do you answer? I want to give you a format that you can answer. Number 1, you make sure that you answer in a manner, you bring out your value. Number 2, be your best self. You know, sometimes people are going to tell you, be yourself. Yes, hiyo ni ukweli, be yourself, but also be your best self. It's an interview, man. And number 3, don't focus on me. Also focus on them. What are you bringing that is going to help them? And so I give you 3 more ways that you can answer it. You answer in number 1, and I call them the 3S. So S1, success. Answer about your success. And you can say, I have been, and you reached your success. Number 2, you can talk about your strength. What are your strengths? My strengths are, and you illustrate what are your strengths. Number 3, you can talk about your situation or the situations. This is how are you going to apply your successes and your strengths into this situation, into this company or this organization. Which value do you bring on the table? Why should they hire you over the rest? So when they ask you the question, tell me about yourself, don't take it as an opportunity to narrate. Take it as an opportunity to market yourself. I hope tuko pamoja manze. It's an opportunity to market yourself. It's not an opportunity to talk about home, talk about siblings and all that. No, you have to be strategic on how to market yourself. Would you tell us something about yourself? Thank you for that question. Well, when I completed campus, I decided that, unlike most of my campus mates, I was going to venture into marketing, even though I had taken a finance degree. So I decided I was going to venture into marketing, and I went on to work into 2 companies where I was ranked as best employee of the year consecutively. After which I decided that I had gained enough experience and wisdom to start my business. I decided to begin a mentorship program where I mentor young people and I also develop their characters. You see, I'm really good at mentoring people. I'm good at building people's characters and all that. I anticipate that if you give me this job, that I'm going to work with your team, I'm going to increase their morale, I'm going to increase their motivation, and they are going to operate at a better level. And yeah, that is me. Thank you so much for the question. A very good answer. So what can you say are your weaknesses? Well, I don't think I have any weaknesses really. I don't. I worked on my weaknesses a while ago. Right now I'm okay. I don't have any weaknesses. So they asked you, what are your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? And I know some people are in the habit of saying, well, I don't have any weakness. I don't have any weakness. That is not true. That is not true. Nobody can be perfect without a weakness. Also, another mistake that people make is that they try to spin the question about weaknesses into so much positivity. You have to be careful and cautious that, yes, though I want to spin it, the weakness into a strength, that I don't over-strength myself. So I have to strike the balance between my weakness and how it can be handled. Again, something very important I want you to realize is that don't share weaknesses on personality, because personality issues are difficult to change. Share on skills. Share on skills. When you share weaknesses on skills, then we can see it, we can observe that they can be changed. Tunaweza zichange manze. Weaknesses za skills hizo unaweza change, but when you are talking about weaknesses of personality, it is near impossible to change. So sometimes you could say, so what can you say are your weaknesses? Thank you for that question, sir. I believe that my greatest weakness has been I am too focused on details, on minor details. I spend a lot of time in focusing on the details, that sometimes I end up wasting a lot of time. However, I am working on it. I am currently reading a book by Dan called Time Management, that is really giving me some good perspectives on how to manage my time better. Thank you so much. So in essence, don't give it too much of a positive spin. Strike that balance. Now, to the important question on this table today. Aniuliza manze, why do I have to do all this? It's because most of these hiring managers and HR persons know that these questions, and you see sometimes we have similar qualifications. The same qualifications I have is the same qualifications mtu mwingine ako nazo. So how are we going to break the tie? The only way we can break the tie is by asking such questions that make or break. Now, it's important for you to know that you write the answers to these questions. Write the answers. Tafadhali, please write the answers to these questions and go through them, memorize them, master them, practice the script until it becomes second nature, so that when you go there, you know if they ask me this question, this is how I'm going to answer. It's not from memory, you have not memorized it, but you have mastered your answers, you've mastered your responses. That is what is going to give you that job. So having said that, I hope nimekupea keys manze to answer these questions, and that in your next interview you're going to have a positive feedback, that you are going to get that job, that you're going to begin working in that organization of your dreams. Usiache tu anguke hivyo tu bure. Make sure that you work at it and your work is gonna be rewarded for it. Having said that, asanteni sana for watching up to this point. Manze, if you like the content, hit me up, comment, give me a like, and also leave a subscription, please. It is going to go a lengthy way into motivating me. But I hope you get that job. Asante sana. I have some more bonus questions that they will ask you. Please sit down now, uzikalie manze, and you write the answers that you give in such if such questions were asked. And question number 1 is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? They have asked you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Know what to answer. Question number 2, something about this company. Tell me something about this company. So you have to have done your research beforehand so that you can have the answer when they ask you about the company or the organization or the institution. Another question is, how do you handle change? How can you handle change? That is a question they will definitely ask, because of course daily there is change. How do you handle change? And sometimes even leadership is in there. And the next question is, why do you want this job? Why do you want this job? Never, I mean never say that I want this job because mambo ni magumu, mfuko hauna jambo. No, make sure that you have an answer that is gonna benefit especially the company. You can talk about your skills, sharpen your skills as you give back, something like that. Again, out of all the candidates, why should we hire you? That is another question that is very important.